So did you know that there is a type of runes, well, two types really, the parent one and a variant, that exist historically in Russia, dating back to, as far as historians know, the 8th century, based on archaeological evidence? Let me show you that. This is one of them. Check it out. This is known as Old Turkic, or also known as Orkhon. The reason it got its name, this script, is because it was found on runic inscriptions, carvings, if you will, in and around the Orkhon River Valley in Mongolia in the 19th century. Now, they're also known as the Old Turkic script, the Goturk script, or the Orkhon Yenisei script. They're also known as either the Orkhon or the Old Turkic runes. I'm going to show you the other variation here in a moment, but I'm going to get into something here in a moment. But look, take a good look. I should probably turn on this light. That helps. Doing this video on the fly. I never really plan these too much. I want you to pay attention to like that rune, that rune. Let's go down a little bit to say, oh, I don't know, that rune, that rune. That one over there. Look at that one right there. You see where I'm getting at with this? The next one is the Yenisei runes. These were named, and this is a variant of the Orkhon. So this came a little bit later on. This was found in the area of the Yenisei River. It's the 5th largest river through central Russia. Now, take a look again at some interesting similarities that are throughout. I'm sure you can pick some of them out here. Very interesting. Now, these are known as, these are popularly known as the Yenisei or the Siberian runes. The archaeological evidence is based on a huge monolithic, basically a central Russian runestone, if you will, that commemorated one of the descendants of Genghis Khan, if I remember correctly. And I find it to be quite fascinating. So fascinating that I spent quite a long time studying these. And due to the age of them, so the Old Turkic or Orkhon runes date as early, that's known as early as the 8th century. 8th century, that is, essentially the beginning of the Viking Age. I'm getting to something here. It's my own crazy theory. These came about around the 9th century, so early, mid, Viking Age. And so in my book series, Runebach, A Journey Through the Runes, there is a chapter where I talk about these because I have kind of a wacky theory. My theory is that the grandfather of runes, the rune staves that were found in northern Italy and around the Black Sea area, that even Tacitus, ancient Roman historian chronicler from the 1st century, noted of watching these Goths carving these symbols into sticks and casting them for divination. I'm one of those scholastic type academic people who believes that the runes more than likely were inspired by perhaps interaction between the Goths and the cultures of northern Italy that may have even had evolved from the ancient Etruscan civilization of Italy, who had their own language and their own written, interesting kind of script. And if you look at it, there are some similarities. So I'm not one of these individuals that has the theory that they came from the hieroglyphics. Yes, that exists. I'm not one of these people who believes that it was born out of Scandinavia. I do believe that it was that the Elder Futhark runes were in Scandinavia far earlier than most people believe. I believe that they indeed migrate up through the Goths in trade and cultural learning sometime around the first century CE. But the fact, when you look at these, and even the Slavic ones I talk about, the Polinsky and the other Slavic ones, have similarities as far as some of the runes. Some people could say it's the 100th monkey fucking effect, or, just coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences. It's in my opinion and I get into this further in the books, that these evolved from the original rune staves that came to be by the Goths, hundreds of years before the Futhark was found in Scandinavia. And that through trade, sharing culture, knowledge, and everything, that eventually this written form evolved to become its own thing with the languages of Old Turkic, Orkhon, the Turkic language which was spoken in that region of Russia, and then evolving into a version of the Sogdian script, which is the Yenisei alphabet. That's another name for it, the Yenisei runes or the Siberian runes. So again, there are some just striking similarities, and I get more in the details with my books. So, if that's something that interests you, I wrote a very comprehensive series about the runes. Let me close that. Rune book, A Journey Through the Runes. And I cover, well, everything when it comes to the runes, including the Orkhon or Old Turkic and Yenisei runes, which I believe might be in volume 2 or 3. I cannot remember. There's also a very special edition and 2 rune decks inspired by my books, one of the Elder Futhark and one of the Ofa Runer. You have to get the books to learn about that. And yeah, like I try to tell people all the time, my books are not the peanut butter and jelly of the Norse world of runes. My books are an entire freaking old school Las Vegas buffet. It's got everything for a very damn good price. That's it.